A keyframe is a marker on the timeline that shows you where a set of properties are established. For instance, if I move my playhead up to 2 seconds and move my sphere, a keyframe is going to get added for me. The large white bubble indicates at time 2 for the sphere, one or more properties are changing. I can click on the drop-down to the left of the sphere to expand to see that I've added a render transform on the sphere. I can expand that and see that I've added a translation, and expanding that will show specifically which properties. The timeline responds to the mouse wheel, so I can move up or down in the timeline with the wheel to see which properties are being changed. Here you can see that now the X and Y properties have been changed, so they will have a new value 2 seconds after the animation begins. So if I press play, you'll see that the ball moves over that time frame. In some cases, we'll set the playhead to time 0 and press this button, which records a keyframe. In this case, all of the properties that are animatable will now say at time 0, I want to use the default state. When I press the record keyframe button, what I'm stating is at this time, I want all the properties for my element to match what is displayed on the artboard. Now, as I move the playhead around, you'll see that the ball will move to what I expect the properties to be at that time. I can change these properties just by changing the artboard. So if I move the ellipse again, I'm now stating that at time 1, I want the ellipse to be at this point. The small dotted lines have also changed to show me the path that the ellipse is going to follow. So when I press play now, the animation began at time 1 because that's where the playhead was when I pressed play. If the playhead is at the very beginning or very end of the animation, pressing play will start it over at the beginning. The X and Y properties can be changed independently. If I wanted to, I could delete the X animation, leaving only an animation on the Y property. It's useful to remember that a timeline is not just stating where the element will be at a given time, but it's an entire set of properties that you can add or remove independently of each other. Keyframes can also be copied and pasted. Selecting a keyframe, you can press Ctrl-C to copy it, then move the playhead to the desired location, and press Ctrl-V to paste it. Now, at time 3, the ellipse is going to have the same properties it had at time 0 when I copied the keyframe. For any individual property, I can right-click on that property, and a menu appears to allow me to edit the repeat count. When I choose this, I can type in any value for how many times I want the animation to repeat, or I can press the infinity symbol to tell it to repeat that animation indefinitely. The timing bar next to the Y property extends now without an ending, so when I press F5 to test my application, you'll see that the ball will continue to move up and down repeatedly.